Hello, I'm Brant Hulsebus, and I want to introduce you to another episode of the ICA Chiro Cast. The ICA Chiro Cast is the newest podcast the ICA is doing, where we talk to different ICA members, learn about different ICA activities, and just what's going on with the ICA. And so, as we start these podcasts, I thought it'd be really important to introduce my friend, Dr. Brian Stenzler, to talk to us a little bit about himself and a little bit what he's up to and how he's helping the ICA. Do you want to say hello?
Hello, Brent. Thanks so much for having me here.
So, how long have you been with the ICA? Can you let us know that?
Yeah, so I went to I was in Life College starting in 94, and I joined the ICA very early on. I think it was when I was going to Dynamic Essentials, and I think maybe it was Dee Umber was running for president of the ICA at the time and encouraged all docs and all students to join. I did. So I've been a member of the ICA, I guess technically since 90, probably 94, 95, and been a DC member since 98 or 99. So long time.
So, so it's nice to hear that you've been a long, active ICA member on these podcasts. That's always a plus to get on the podcast. And lately, you've been kind of getting into a new adventure. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yeah, to say the least.
So, you and I first met at ChiroCongress, where currently you have a pretty important role there. You want to tell us a little bit what you're doing at ChiroCongress?
Well, I guess you could say important if somebody thinks president is important. Yeah, I've been involved with Chiro Congress for years. When I first graduated from Life in 98 and moved to New York, I was on the board of the New York Chiropractic Council. Then in 2006, I moved to California, got on the board for the California Chiropractic Association, and later became president of that organization. Got involved with ChiroCongress, which is the Congress of Chiropractic State Associations, which is the organization that helps their state association members with best practice and so on and so forth. And then, like a decade later, I don't know how it happened after many years in board work, you know how it is, right, Brent? Became president of it. So I'm about to start my second term of presidency of ChiroCongress.
So, and so today we're talking about the ICA and stuff that you're doing. Besides, obviously it's important to have an ICA person at ChiroCongress, as I found out that we're very needed to have more ICA representation there, hopefully in the future. I'll say it. So I will. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this new project that the ICA has started with a group that you work with?
Yeah, so after over 25 years of pediatric and family wellness practice, I published my book, Dream Wellness, The Five Keys to Raising Kids for a Lifetime of Physical and Mental Health, moved from San Diego to Florida, kind of reinventing myself, and ended up after, in the process of starting something else, ended up getting an opportunity where a position that I was basically getting acquired from what I was doing and started to run operations as VP of operations and chief health officer for an organization called KnoWewell. And KnoWewell is an online hub that essentially connects individuals, families, employees, employers, and organizations with naturally oriented healthcare providers around the globe. Whether they have a brick and mortar practice like a chiropractor, massage therapist, personal trainer, whether it's a virtual practice like a psychologist, functional medicine, or anything else that does virtual healthcare, whether they have a podcast, a summit, an online course, or a book, we're connecting those people with these providers, their information and resources necessary for them to get well and stay well. And so I never quite thought that I'd be doing something like this before, but it was so similar to the company that I was starting that I was like, okay, this is so similar. And I saw an opportunity there because the providers in this, they range anything in natural healthcare, from chiropractors to functional medicine docs to osteopaths to acupuncturists, homeopaths, naturopathic doctors, and so on and so forth. And the journey of the CEO of the company, she started as a CPA. Her journey in this started with a chiropractor, helping her. So when she wanted to bring me in and run the company, unapologetically, I said, well, I'm going to be working on giving shelf space to the chiropractic profession like it's never had before. Not that we're not going to every profession, opportunities, because that's what this is all about. It's the whole. But the problem is chiropractors haven't been part of the conversation, in the past. So, for example, I use this analogy that everyone goes to Whole Foods or Trader Joe's or something like that for the benefits that the chiropractic lifestyle gives them. But when they leave Whole Foods, they don't leave with chiropractic in their cart for a couple of reasons. One, they don't know that chiropractic helps solve the issues that they're in Whole Foods for. And two, there's no chiropractic on the shelves there. So what KnoWewell is doing is basically giving shelf space to all these natural healthcare providers without censorship. And of course, being in chiropractic for, over 25, 27, 28 years now, I can't even keep track anymore. I want to make sure that people know what a fully functioning nerve system has to do with their overall health and well-being. And so this is why I was excited about it. And so the ICA signed on with KnoWewell. I guess it was about a little bit over a year ago or so. And we're really excited because, they're the first major chiropractic organization to bring all of their doctors into the hub and start getting exposure to the profession and to the doctors, which is really great, really exciting. So anyone that's listening to this podcast, just so you know, we're not going to be selling you anything. You already have this. The ICA has paid for you to be able to be part of this community. Not only the ICA communities, I think you got like 13 different communities for all your different councils, your RAs, your board of directors, everything, but also the larger ecosystem of other providers that you can work with, as well as people that are looking for your help. They may not know that chiropractic can solve their problems. So they may go into the search and match filters and be like, I need some help with this, or my kid has ear infections, or how do I help with this allergy thing, or for the chiropractors out there that do back and neck pain. That wasn't anything part of my practice really for all those years, but I know a lot do. And it would be really nice for them to have those resources to know that chiropractors should be part of this conversation, whereas in the past, they just were not there. And the only place that chiropractors would be found were in chiropractic, search and find things. Like in the ICA, for example, has an amazing find a doctor, but you only go to that if you know you're looking for a chiropractor for that problem. Whereas KnoWewell, people are there looking for solutions to problems and to avoid problems on a wide range of doing it without even realizing the chiropractic is part of that equation.
If D.D. Palmer would have had a page, he could have put down there that he helps people with hearing loss. And you would have go down there as a natural health care provider and said, I'm looking for someone that helps with hearing loss. And D.D. Palmer's picture might have popped up in his location. That's another thing that I notice about the site is that you get to find the location too. So if you're looking for somebody in your community, they're going to be right there, correct?
Absolutely. In fact, the search and match feature is really powerful. I mean, we have hundreds of different search criteria from where are they located, what type of practice do they have, what type of techniques do they do if they're looking for chiropractic, are they looking for upper cervical, are they looking for full spine, are they looking for extremity, are they looking for instrument adjusting, do they do pediatrics, do they do car accidents, do they do adult care, what is their niche, their genre, who is their demographic. And so it narrows it down. As I mentioned earlier, we have a lot of virtual practitioners in there, which have their own benefit because they have a global audience now. But chiropractors in particular, having brick and mortar practices, I haven't found a way to really adjust somebody remotely. So that brick and mortar aspect of it is so important that the chiropractors go in there and make sure that their practices have the correct address in their listing so people can find them, and they populate it with the techniques that they do, and that they put all their information. They can even put their office hours and a link to book appointments, and we don't take any money for any of that. This is all included in your membership. You get a $300 Provider Bronze membership. So we just encourage you to do the things that you need to do to onboard. There's a provider profile form that you fill out. You can do it through AI, or you can do it through typing in the information. And once you get your screened badge, people will know that you're vetted and a trusted provider and ready to start seeing people.
I was really excited when you first announced this at the ICA meeting. And as you remember, I was too excited because I had signed up before the situation. The ICA and the ink was on the paper yet for the deal. And I was already making an account. I was the one you had to go in and remove my account and reset mine because I'm a little nerdy with stuff like this. So
Okay.
I
Love
found
really.
it great. And let's talk a little bit about those communities. I thought if you try to find different things like on other social media, it's kind of hard to find that target audience sometimes. And then within the ICA, you formed what we call communities. You want to hit that a little bit for us? Tell us a little bit about those communities.
Yeah, sure. So to start, every ICA member is a member of the ICA community. So very simply, you can access a news feed type of live feed like a LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram type of social feed. So you could post in it, you could read the posts. People from the ICA team are constantly posting in there. It's a great opportunity to post, hey, does anyone know where this is or how do you do that? You'll have your documents in there, your governing documents. You'll have announcements for events and seminars that are coming up. So a lot of stuff that would be on the website is now in the KnoWewell hub in the ICA community. And I know that the ICA had a different community that they tried in the past. I believe it was a company called Tradewing, and I was an early adopter on that. I joined in that and checked it out, and I saw there was very little activity going on. There were just a couple of people posting in there, and I think that one of the big reasons for that is there was no compelling reason for somebody to spend time posting in there unless they had something specific for ICA. But now that this community for the ICA is in a larger ecosystem of people looking for them, there will be more compelling reasons to go in there, because these doctors can, post in the global live feed that is not necessarily seen by the ICA people, but everybody in KnoWewell, the tens of thousands of people that are in there that might not even know that chiropractic can help with this or that, or that your practice is here and stuff. And, it's quite different. So the ICA community is great just for that. If you're a member of an ICA council, you'll have access to that council community. If you're an RA, representative authority, representative assembly, or if you're a member of the board of directors, there are communities for that as well. Then aside from the 13 ICA communities that are private, there's also hundreds of other public topic health communities that can be based on a certain interest, a body part, a profession, a condition, whatever it is. So obviously there's a chiropractic healthcare community, there's a spinal health community, there's a bone health community. Hey, for the docs that do functional medicine, functional healthcare, whatever they call it these days in chiropractic, there's a gut health community, there's a pediatrics community, infants community, pregnancy community, becoming and being a mom, Holistic Moms Network. And for those that do take care of children, if you know the Holistic Moms Network, they sunsetted their entire organization and brought it into KnoWewell. So now all of those moms that are in there. So there's hundreds of different communities in there, much like Facebook communities. The only difference is they can't be created by any user. They have to be created by KnoWewell. So if there's a community that doesn't exist already, let us know, and we could see about creating a community for an interest of yours that we may not know about.
Well, I find that I go in as the vice chair of the RAs, I go into the RA section. I'm able to post our meeting times, our links to our Zoom calls and stuff like that. And what I liked about it is you can make part of it public or you can make part of it private. So maybe not everybody needs to know when the Northeastern District has a Zoom meeting. So it's kind of nice to put that in there versus when you put it on Facebook, then all of a sudden you get somebody from state in the Southwest joining because they're curious to see what they're up to. And you kind of lose some of that privacy. So sometimes privacy is good, but you can talk on this too. There's also parts where you can share share this podcast, right? This podcast will be shared there and other people can find it and hear it too, correct?
Right. Yeah. This will be in the ICA community in the hub. All the podcasts are here. For the Sports and Fitness Council, they're in there and they're available. So you can even go to the Sports and Fitness Council group, that community, and see certain tabs like the podcast and everything. You just won't be able to see who the members are. You won't be able to interact with the members. You won't be able to see the governing documents of those councils, because each tab could be private for the community members only or public to whatever we want. So you might see those communities, which I highly recommend you go check them out, because you might be like, hey, I want to join these councils because they're pretty awesome. When I was in practice, I didn't even know about all the communities that the ICA had other than the sports and fitness one, because I did go to the Arnold Classic back in 98 or 99, which was a cool experience. But I digress. These communities are great. Some is public information, some is private information, but it really does provide an opportunity for exposure for the ICA to provide information and research to general members of this community, this ecosystem, and for the individual doctors to provide great information about chiropractic and how it enhances the quality of someone's life and what a life could be like free of nerve interference, right? A subluxation-free world. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? Right? So this is the platform to be able to do that. There's no other platform out there that I know of that's doing anything like this, and it's not censored. It's not like you've got Facebook, Instagram, and all those others where if you say something about subluxation or vitamin C, that all of a sudden you're going to lose your license. As long as you're saying things that are, evident, you could back it up, you're okay. No one's going to get in trouble.
There's a nice place for private dialogue. There's a nice place to publicly get your message out all at the same spot, which is, I think, really, really awesome. So
agreed.
And the communication that you can do amongst the group is really easy. Just to get in there, and we get notifications emailed to us when somebody posts something, so you don't have to log in 10, 15 times a day to find everything. You can set all that up, correct?
Yeah, that's a great point. Thanks for bringing that up, because a lot of people like concern about privacy and everything else. You can get alerts every day. You can get alerts every minute somebody posts. You get alerts every month, or you could get no alerts at all. It's up to you. You could be visible in the community, or you could be hidden private. So let's say you're not really in practice, you're not looking for business, but you want to know what's going on in the ICA. You stay in the ICA community, but you can have yourself invisible so people don't see you. All of those settings are controllable. And we're going to do a whole live webinar, I believe, going through all the different steps and how to get all the doctors onboarded. And I mean, we have instructions out there. It's very simple. But for those that don't want to read it or listen, we'll do a live thing for them so they know how to control their privacy settings and so on.
Yeah, we do have we're working with the main office right now to set up a time for the two of us to come back and do a live one. It'll be emailed to you way ahead of time, so you'll have a chance to jump on. So I would encourage everybody right now to try to get in and log in, see how far you can get, because the ICA is moving everything to this website. We're gonna, your credit card will be there for paying your dues, signing up for seminars. It's all going to be in the one spot. You're actually signing up for the seminar. So the long-term vision, and correct me if I'm wrong, is if you want to go to the ICA Sports and Fitness Council Symposium, you will go to KnoWewell to your page and you will log in and get the information there, and the event will be posted there and everything. Am I saying that accurately?
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. And that's the thing, is that everything, your entire membership management and community are in KnoWewell. So we work with other organizations also where we're just managing their communities, but with ICA, it's everything. It's membership management. So you control your plan, your membership and everything. You can join your memberships, you can change your credit card, everything in there. And that's why it's really essential that you do go ahead and sign in and onboard. You don't need to sign up. Everyone should have an email, should have received an email welcoming them, getting a link to be able to click one button, they change the password, and they get right in. If you don't have it, will you be able to provide like my email address or contact information or something like that in this podcast?
Absolutely. So
Perfect.
it'll be
So
in the
that
comments.
I'll provide with my information right there. So you
Mhm.
can email me and be like, hey, Brian, I didn't get a welcome email, or I deleted it. I didn't know what this was. How do I get in? And anybody that has any trouble understanding what's going on, I'm hopping in Zoom with them 10, 15 minutes, whatever needs to be done. I'm making the ICA partnership my, priority for me because A, it's important. And B, I've been an ICA member for over 2.5 decades. I want to make sure that ICA members get everything out of this. Again, putting them forefront and being able to get everything they can out of it, and to just increase their ability to, well, frankly, get more business and serve more people.
And also echo on this, by being the ICA part of it, as more and more people join the KnoWewell and the KnoWewell continues to grow, having the IC there first, we're able to have a lot of influence, correct?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, being the early adopters and everything else is going to be tremendous benefit for the ICA. And then even if you just go to the chiropractic community, in the hub, it shows that the ICA is one of the featured organizations and so on. And hopefully this is going to get more people to join the ICA, because we're going to have thousands of other chiropractors that are not part of the ICA. They might be part of no CA. They might be part of the state association. They might be part of another state national association, or most of them are part of nothing. And so this will give an opportunity for the ICA, for those that care about the growth and viability of this organization, is we're giving them front and center opportunities to let people see who the ICA is. So if you're a chiropractor and they're not a member of the ICA, hopefully they'll consider it.
We're going to start working on a place too. I'd be not wrong not to say this, be able to donate to the PAC fund directly on KnoWewell too, because as we all know, we got some major Medicare legislation coming up, and politics in America doesn't happen without funds. So that's going to kind of be the fun stuff. You'll be able to track and see how the Medicare bill's going there. We can keep it just amongst ourselves. So, well, Doc, you have anything more you want to share with us or show us that maybe I didn't ask about that I forgot?
Oh, I think we covered a lot of information. I think that the biggest thing right now, look out for the live webinar that we're going to do to help walk through it. But I hope that everybody that watches this or listens to it, depending on how you're engaging in this information, that you at least log in. And, I'll just say my email address if you're driving your car, not that you can remember it. My last name is Stenzler, Stenzler. So it's Dr. Stenzler at knowewell.com, knowewell.com. You're not going to remember if you're driving. So just make sure you look at the resource and check it out. But I want to make sure that everyone who's an ICA member logs in, has an easy time doing it, and takes advantage of everything that they have to offer.
And the login process takes a minute because the system's pretty cool. and the more
Yeah.
stuff you could put about yourself in there when you're filling it out, it's not a chiropractic form. Correct me if I'm wrong that you're filling out. It's a general healthcare provider form. So you might look at that and say, I don't think that's anything to do with chiropractic. And it might not be, because it's a general form for everybody. And I believe that you didn't want to put any kind of limitations on what anybody could put about themselves either. So there's a lot of areas, and if you feel like you need to skip some, you can always go back, correct?
Yeah, and most of them are not mandatory either, the fields aren't. But thank you for bringing that up, because this is something that's really important, because, I was kind of a purist for many years in practice when it came to chiropractic, very principled, subluxation correction chiropractor. And this is not a chiropractic platform, but this is a platform that can really help chiropractic as a whole. And we have to remember that we're going to be in a pool in the ocean with other people and other providers. And we have to play well together and understand this is a place to position chiropractic in a different place than it's been before. So, yes, the forms and other things like that will have questions that don't pertain to you. Just answer the mandatory ones and just let the other things go by. If it doesn't pertain to your practice type, let it go. And one other thing that I do want to mention, Brant, is, and Beth would probably be upset if I didn't mention this, there are other levels of membership that somebody can engage in KnoWewell. You're getting the provider bronze membership, which is a $300 a year membership. It gets you a screen badge and everything else. But if you're doing more things and you have a wider access of revenue streams and what have you, maybe internationally or even nationally, there are upgrades that you can get involved with. Like, you could have your own branded storefront, for example, where you kind of have like a mini website within KnoWewell to kind of talk about your online courses or your books or your podcasts or summits. And the ICA does get a percentage of that. So you get a discount automatically that no matter what package, whatever membership you get above the 300 you get, you automatically get a $300 discount because you're gifted that. And then the ICA gets a percentage of anything above it. So this is another non-dues revenue source for the ICA as well.
So if I had a class I like to teach online, it'd be real easy for me to increase my membership with KnoWewell, produce the class on KnoWewell, release it on KnoWewell, and KnoWewell people then would be able to pay to get my lecture. I would benefit from having the platform taken care of and the audience already provided to me. And then KnoWewell would take advantage of that too, because they would grow their audience and grow their membership, and the ICA would benefit too. So this is like a win-win-win across the board, it sounds like.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And it's very rare that you actually get win-win-win situations. The doc gets a win, the ICA gets a win, and KnoWewell gets a win. And I'm not commission based, so it doesn't really matter to me. I just want you to do it because I want you to get the benefits, and I want more people knowing about subluxation care.
Awesome. Well, I always give my guests the floor to finish, so I'm going to give you the floor to talk about anything you want to talk to us about, show us anything you want to show us, or you can say we hit it all.
I think we hit it all. Just watch for the webinar, the live webinar, learn how to do it if you have any trouble, or just reach out to me. We'll do a quick Zoom, 10 to 15 minutes, and I'll show you everything you need to know.
Well, thanks so much. I really appreciate you jumping on here and letting our members know about the site. I've been on it since before day one, he'll tell you, and I've been posting stuff, and it's really easy once you get into it. I've enjoyed it. It's been super easy platform to work with, sharing podcasts, sharing membership meeting times, and everything else. If you're not on it, get on it, and just log in once a day, check it out just to see if anyone's posted anything, or get the notifications. If you don't want to log in, just check it ahead of time. And this is going to be a great tool for the ICA. I have no doubt about it. You need to get on and check it out and look at it. Thank you so much for partnering with the ICA. And I know you're an ICA already, but thank you so much for thinking of this company and the ICA cooperation. So we'll wrap it up today. For those of you listening, if you like this, please like and share and subscribe and share with other chiropractors. And if you know other ICA chiropractors, especially, give them a little nudge to turn on the podcast from time to time and listen to what we're up to. So, Dr. Brian, thank you. And we'll talk to everybody later.